her Angela, but I call her Yee. Way up.
All right, it is Way Up with Angela Yee, and what a nice surprise we have today. All right, as we are broadcasting around the nation, of course, my guy Mano is here.
New Mano, what's happening?
But what I'm so excited about today, and we both are,
Yeah.
is GhostFace Killah is here too.
Yeah. GhostFace.
Pretty Tony is in the building.
Tony Stark. Iron Man.
Good.
Yeah, legendary.
Yeah, so he's going to be joining us for at least part of this morning, right?
Yeah, yep.
All right, yeah, he don't know what's about to happen, but we got some Killah coffee that we're making up here, so it's about to get really, really hype. Also today, Billy McFarland is going to be joining us. You know, he started the Fyre Festival, and he's actually going to be doing another one, so we'll be talking to him about, you know, his time in jail.
Oh, that's the one that went up in flames.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
something like that.
What's
it in flames?
It didn't work out.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't literal flames, but
Yeah. No, it's about, yeah.
It was a disaster.
It was bad. Yeah. I got
So
you.
he's going to be joining us today. I mean, he got a lot of money out of people, about, $27 million. All right, but in the meantime, let's start the show up with some love, with some positivity. Let's shine a light. 800-292-5150. Call us up. Let us know who you want to spread some love to. It's Way Up.
I'ma shine.
Turn your lights on, y'all.
Turn your lights on.
Spreading love to those who are doing greatness.
Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them.
It's time to shine a light on them.
All right, it's Way Up. I'm Angela Yee. Mano's in the building.
yeah.
And we're shining a light today on GhostFace Killah. He's sitting right here.
That's right.
You know.
Yo.
Being in the game this long, being this influential.
Right, and I saw you did the Roots Picnic. I saw Nas was like, this is my favorite rapper. I'm surprised you and Nas haven't done more together, because it's been a while.
Yeah, I mean, he my favorite rapper.
Okay.
Like I always tell him, I said him and Genius was my favorite. Like even before Nas came out, these chicks, I tell them all the time, they had like a tape like 4 songs on it. And it's like, me and Ray were just in the car one day just listening, and it was like, yo, these 2 French chicks, I don't know how they got it. You know what I mean? But we was listening to it, and he just was going in as a child. Like he was just, I always call him the golden child. You know what I mean? But he was just, his lines was like, for his age, he was just saying stuff like I wasn't hearing other rappers say it. You know what I mean?
Now listen.
And he stayed like that, and he got better.
And so have you. Don't you feel like that as we get older? But I want to say one more thing about GhostFace, because we're shining a light on you right now. But I also want to say what he always has been known for ever since, you know, Wu-Tang was my first job in college, out of college. But what people always said about him was that he'll give you his last no matter what. Like there were times that he'll see somebody on the street, you know, unhoused, and give him his coat and do things like that. Just nobody around, just always looking out for other people. So I think that's why God blesses you, when you look out for other people like that, and you don't have to. Now, who do you guys want to shine a light on while we shine a light on GhostFace? Shalandra, who you want to shine a light on?
Tank Queen. She's starting a book club here in my restaurant. We're going to start in July. And I'm also doing a women's empowerment program.
And where is this? Tell us where.
At my restaurant in Cordia, Georgia, and the name of my restaurant is Get in My Belly.
Oh, Get in My Belly. Okay, we remember you.
Get in your belly, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
That's what she said.
And I just want to say that you are a role model for me. I appreciate what you do and what you do for small businesses, getting us out there. This is a great platform, and you're very appreciated.
Thank you. You know, my heart is always with the small businesses, because I be having them small business struggles every day. All right, well, good luck with that, and keep me updated.
Yes, ma'am, I sure will.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, well, we have Yee when we come back, and Billboard has the hottest women rappers list, hottest right now, and we're going to discuss who made the top 10. I want to see what you guys think, Mano, Ghostface, and I'll tell you what I think, too. Yee is next.
They say it's truth in the rumors.
From industry shade to all the gossip,
Talk to me.
Angela's spilling that Yee tea.
Talk to him.
All right, it's Way Up. I'm here. Mano's here.
New Mano!
And Ghostface Killah is here with us.
Yo, what's going on?
And we're doing Yee, and Billboard just put out their hottest women rappers list. All right, so we're going to talk about the top 10. Now, who would you say should be in this top 10? Women rappers.
Lotto.
What you got?
Okay.
Right now rappers, right?
Yeah, right now. This is right now. Lotto's number 8.
Okay.
Who you think is number 1?
Cardi, Nicki.
Nicki Minaj.
Or Sexy Red.
You
Sexy
said that
Red
like that
probably.
was one person. Cardi, Nicki.
Yeah. 'Cause, but I think I see something about Sexy Red before.
Yeah, Sexy Red is number 2. Nicki Minaj is number 1.
Okay, cool.
All right,
I'm right there with it.
And you know what? I'll say for Nicki Minaj, she has broken records with her tour this year, added more dates onto her tour, put out her album, and she also has a long track record. Just as far as having been in the game. I think kind of laying down the groundwork for everybody too. So she's number 1 on the list, followed by Sexy Red. Do you like Sexy Red?
That other record. What's the first one? The one that she had. Yeah, I think it was that. I mean,
Because Ghost, you kind of nasty too. So I feel like.
Nah, but you.
I feel like you. And red is your favorite color.
Red's my favorite colors. But I mean,
come on.
So Nicki's number 1.
Nicki's number. Then Sexy Red. Then Megan Thee Stallion, who's on her tour right now, selling out dates.
We got is the home team Lola Brooke on there?
People were upset that she didn't make the top 10 list, and this is top 10 right now. Doja Cat is number 4. All right, number 5 is Ice Spice. Number 6 is Glorilla. Number 7 is Cardi. Number 8 is Lotto. Number 9 is JT, and number 10 is Flo Milli. So that's the list right now according to Billboard.
10.
Yes, 10 is Flo Milli. And
all right, cool.
And you know what? And I will say...
You said Cardi's on there, right?
Yeah, Cardi's number 7.
All right, cool.
I think Cardi got to put out an album. And I know she keeps on saying it's coming out, but then she's like, I'm not going to put it out this year. Right. But that's going to definitely elevate her, higher, because she got to put something out.
Definitely. When's her last album, though?
She's only
28 or 2017. What was it? 17.
That
was it.
Yeah.
The first
she's
album.
She's put out a lot of singles. She's done a lot of features, but we need a full project.
I see. You more on the loop than I am. I saw a video of her. I thought that was like some new.
Nah, she's been putting out music, but it hasn't been like a whole project.
Like a body of work.
Yeah.
And speaking of Ice Spice, she's going on tour, and she has recruited Cash Cobain for her Y2K World Tour, and tickets are on sale tomorrow at 10 a.m. for everybody that wants to go see. Yes, New York City is on here. So, shout out to them for all of that they have going on. Now, 50 Cent and his attorney, Ben Crump, are now they're joining forces to bring the fight for more black ownership in the liquor industry. They're going to Congress for that. They want to advocate for more minority representation in this multi-billion-dollar luxury spirits business. Think about during the pandemic when a lot of businesses were suffering. One business that wasn't suffering was the liquor industry.
That's a fact.
Right? People could not have money.
Right, but they can have liquor.
But they're going to get their drinks.
They said it was essential.
Right.
Yeah.
Alcohol was essential.
They kept the liquor stores
open.
open.
Right.
Because it was essential.
Alcohol 1, food 2.
Yes. And so a lot of times, these companies, and we do spend a lot of money in that business as well. Yeah. And you see some of the biggest moguls, a lot of the reasons why they're as large as they are is because
alcohol
of having their own liquor
probably
brand.
Spiked during COVID and all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely did.
Being locked in the crib, you know what I mean?
That's a fact.
What were you doing during COVID?
Word. I was chilling. I was in nowhere. I was just like, listen, I'm a diabetic, so I try to stay away from more like,
right,
like being around people, you know what I mean?
Doing things.
But I caught it though. I caught it. I caught it. I think right after I did Versus.
Oh wow, that'll do it.
Right after I did Versus, so many people in there. Yeah,
I ducked it for so long.
Yeah.
All right, well that is your Yeetie, and when we come back, we are normally would do About Last Night, but since GhostFace is here, we're gonna do some fun things with you when we come back because it's a special day. And this, by the way, was not planned. I just saw GhostFace downstairs.
That's just how it is sometimes.
And I definitely coerced him into coming up here right now. But I appreciate you.
Way up.
Because it's like my family right here, all right? It's way. And I happen to have on a Wu-Tang t-shirt today. On accident. It's way up.
So, about last night. Here's how it went down.
All right, it's way up. I'm here. Mano's here. New Mano!
Good morning.
And Ghostface Killah is here.
Yo, good
setting
morning.
the tone today.
Good morning.
Now listen, this is a surprise visit for all of our listeners, but it's definitely a treat. So I want to make sure we get into what you have going on right now.
Right.
All right, so Set the Tone came out, was it a couple of weeks ago now?
Yeah, on May 9th.
May 9th. All right, and you also have a memoir.
Yeah.
As well. So what made you decide now is the time?
For which one?
For the memoir.
Because when
into the mic, come on, Ghost.
Oh, no doubt. Listen, when you got manager had threw it in the air to my manager, and they was like talking. But I've been and got the opportunity to, they talked about it, but I wasn't really about that. But he convinced me or whatever, and then we just did it. This was during right at COVID.
Right, during COVID.
It was during COVID. Yeah.
How was that process for you? Because I know you got a lot of stories.
Nah, the writer just took me through from your childhood. up to like right now, and a lot of things in the middle. You know what I mean? Just being who I was at that time. You know what I mean? The streets, just wilding. You know what I mean? To like going back to Africa,
right,
and things like that, and you know what I'm saying, and how was it like dealing with you know, with two brothers with muscular dystrophy in the house.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know, things like that. Like,
you went through a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot. Yeah, we you know, as a youngin', we, you know, I know a lot of us seen a lot. You know what I mean? I told them we that's when I, you know, where All I Got Is You come from.
Right.
Like, just reflecting on all of that.
I remember when you put All That I Got Is You out, and I remember like in your family, I feel like your mom was a little like, you know, kind of like, it was painful to hear a song like that, thinking about.
Yeah, she probably didn't know I was, you know, as you know, she probably didn't know I was taking it all in like that. You know what I mean? As a child,
right?
You get to see things, and you know, because sometimes you can't speak. You know what I mean? When you like that small and try to express yourself and this and that. Sometimes us as children, you gotta just go with the flow.
Right.
But that's why it's good to like talk to them and understand, like, yo, what's on your mind?
Right.
I ain't had nobody to sit there with me to do homework. And you know what I mean? And
Indeed.
all this other stuff like that, you know? But
right.
Those were the breaks. Like,
and so many people relate to that. When you have a lot of family members, you got brothers and sisters, y'all in the bed, somebody wets the bed.
Yeah.
Right,
and
yeah.
that messes it up
Right,
for
right.
everybody.
It was like that. Yeah.
Everybody, yeah.
Yeah.
It's all bad for everybody.
Two at the foot, two at the head. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Roaches in the cereal
box,
That's
all
a real,
of that.
That's a real
you come in
thing.
that kitchen, hit that light.
What?
They scatter it all over the place.
Run!
Yeah.
Man.
For real.
But that's the realest song, I think.
Nah,
and I
it's a
know I
fact.
saw you had said that a lot of people
Classic,
don't do
too.
storytelling like that anymore.
Right.
But I think that raw, honest storytelling. You know, I think about how when Redman did MTV Cribs and everybody was doing those mansions.
Yeah,
and then he
Right,
did
I
those
remember
cribs.
that. I remember that.
Yeah. Went right up in there.
Yeah.
That's real.
He had
you
the
know?
doorbell and he had to put it together. Yeah.
The doorbell. Yeah, he murdered it.
But I see you still have your people around you. And when we come back, I want to talk about Un, who's here, who got exonerated.
Right.
And the documentary that you guys are working on with him. We'll discuss that when we come back, too. GhostFace Killah is here with us.
Yes, sir.
It's a nice
Good morning,
surprise.
y'all.
It's
No
way
doubt.
up.
Turn it up. You vibing way up with Angela Yee.
Come right back.
More now.
Yeah, it's way up. I'm here. My guy Mano is here. And my guy, for real, Ghostface Killah is here too.
Morning time.
And your guy, Un, is here with us.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep.
So, Un, I know, and Ghost, you know, if you want to talk about your relationship, and then we want to talk about this story that you have to tell us with this docuseries.
Yeah. Nah, that's my brother, man. Yo, we grew up just back, from the floor. You know what I mean? So
BC.
Word. So, you know what I mean? We talk about that all the time. Like, yo, so what year was like when we really became like, and we can never just go back to it. So I be feeling like, yo, God just smacked us together. Like, but everything that went on, even in the All I Got Is You days, he was right there.
Now,
Right,
talk to us about your situation, because you ended up going to jail.
Yes.
For what?
Murder. Individual was, shot multiple times in the Stapleton housing projects that I was living, that me and Ghost actually grew up in. And I don't know, for some reason, they came up with my name and my picture like in a matter of like hours.
Right.
There wasn't no thorough investigation done. This was a homicide that was solved in 4 hours, actually. And that's kind of, even if a person is guilty, you can't solve it in 4 hours. You still got to do investigation, whatever, ballistics, whatever. So I don't, they never had a motive on why I would want to kill this guy in front of everybody in broad daylight, which people were saying that it wasn't me.
Right.
And then next thing you know, I was going to trial.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And you like, we're going to trial because I know I didn't do it.
Exactly. That's what he said.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
You
like,
think the justice system works?
yeah. I just didn't think it was possible that somebody innocent can be found guilty of a crime that they didn't do.
A crime of murder.
But
With
murder.
people saying it wasn't you.
Right.
Okay.
Saying it wasn't
So what
me.
ended up happening?
All right, so so now I want to know, well, who's the person that's saying that I did this murder? I want to know, like, come to find out, it was a Caucasian man. He said he seen me because I was employed to Wu-Tang then. He said he seen me from 30 to 40 to 70 feet away with a Wu-Tang hat on for 1 or 2 seconds. That was my whole case.
Wow.
And then it was a cop. He chased the guy, but he gave a description complete opposite of me. He gave 5'5", I'm 6'3". He gave heavy set, I'm similar. He gave a different complexion, and he said, well, I didn't see him kill a guy, but I chased him. And that's when I seen his face when he was running with the gun. He stopped. He said, I stopped. Well, it wasn't me. He said the perpetrator stopped and looked at them with a smoking gun, and he didn't shoot the guy or nothing, and he was only feet away from him.
Wow.
And there was a body on the floor, and that's how he seen my face.
That's
for
a
few
wild.
seconds. That was
It's
it.
crazy.
And all these discrepancies was at trial, and he still got found guilty.
I still got found guilty. I had an all-white juror. I didn't have no blacks. I had a cop on the panel.
Wow.
I raised a batching issue like why nobody of my peers is on the panel.
Right.
And they just didn't care. It's like once
That's
they,
why jury duty is important for people who are listening
yeah,
to
it's
make
so-
sure that you actually
Listen.
participate. A lot of us try to not go to
Right,
jury
right,
duty,
right.
but
yes, everybody
You were sentenced
black.
to 25 to life,
25 to life.
and you did 23.
I did 23 years.
And how did you get out?
Well, you know, when I was in there, I started learning the law. I started applying myself to the law library. I learned it because it was like when I got locked up, people getting out for wrongful convictions was just unheard of. That haven't been. They didn't start letting, you know, when they had cases probably like 2013. They had one in 2003, but it wasn't getting recognized. So
Right.
if you was innocent, they didn't really want to hear none of that affidavits and newly discovered evidence. It wasn't until it was consistent cases where they started looking at it. And then they started doing, you know, open up cases, okay. So I just learned the law, and I kept studying. Ghost would support me financially with the
23
investigators.
23 years.
years is a wild
Fighting for his
crazy
freedom.
for something you didn't do.
Yeah.
Yo, and I heard the 911 tape.
Yeah.
I heard it.
911.
Yo, he's 5'5", heavy set.
Wow.
Hear the money, hear him chasing. That's 5'5", heavy set. You know what I mean? The hat, green hat, whatever. You know what I mean? Like that. I'm like, yo, he's dark. He's like, he's dark skinned and this and that. And you look
All
at
right.
it, he's
Right.
Well,
it's
listen,
like,
we're gonna have more of this when we come back, so stay
Right.
tuned. You were exonerated. We're gonna
Yes.
talk about that shortly. We got Yeetie when we come back right now, but make sure y'all keep on listening so you can hear more of Unstory. All right, when we come back with Yeetie, we'll talk about Ray J. He did Club Shay Shay. We'll tell you what he had to say. It's way up.
And I'm back.
We about to do this. One of the most famous women in radio. We're talking about Angela Yee.
You're way up with Angela Yee.
Please believe that.
All right, it's way up. I'm Angela Yee. Mano is here.
New Mano.
Ghostface is here. It's a
Still
great
here.
day. It's a great day.
Beautiful day. Beautiful
Ghostini
day.
is in the
Beautiful
building.
day.
And your guy Un is here, and we were talking earlier about your exoneration, right? So
Yes.
we're going to get to that part now because you ended up getting locked up for a crime you did not commit, a murder.
Yes.
Right? You went to trial thinking, okay, I wasn't identified, I didn't fit the description, but you ended up going to jail.
Yes.
You got sentenced to
25 to life.
25 to life and served.
23 years. I
Okay.
got sentenced to 25 to life, served 23 years. I worked hard in the law library besides everything that was going on in prison. And I got in touch with the right lawyer. Well, actually, I had multiple lawyers
Okay.
and multiple private investigators. Anybody that's in there now, shout out to my boy, if it's all right, my boy Earl Jefferson, PB.
That's right, PB.
You know, my boy London and them that's innocent, and my cousin Street Life and Seale. You know, the people that's I was still in struggle in there. But, you know, I actually had to just focus and just learn the law because I was still being there. And it's like, you know, when I knew that I was going to get exonerated, they wanted to hear what I was going to say.
Right.
So they came and see me like, well, you know, I said, well, I'm not going to slander you because this is a whole new DA's office. But had it been the old DA's office, I wouldn't even be here. So they actually put a foot forward and helped me get out.
Right.
They did the investigation. They opened up my case. So it was a good feeling. And I was like the first one on Staten Island as a black man. You know, Staten Island ain't. They ain't letting nobody out like that. And, you know, and then I got it under actual innocence. You know, it's different prongs you could get it under besides the first guy, Hamilton. So I got it under actual innocence. So I was just, you know, happy that I stuck to it. That's why I say in life, right? Never give up.
Right.
A few years ago, I was in the cell, 12 by 9, my feet almost going through the bars, not knowing where my life was going. And anybody that's listening, that's in it, they're going to say he's 100% right.
Right.
But I never gave up.
That's right.
You follow what I'm saying?
23 years.
Yeah, I never
for
gave
something
up.
that you know you didn't do.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people will be like, oh, I didn't do it. But there's people who really, for real.
That really
did
didn't
not.
do it.
And how expensive is it? Because you said you had to get the right lawyers. You had a bunch of
expensive.
different lawyers. A lot of people can't afford that and don't have people that's also going to assist in that process.
Listen, I'll call Ghost. I'll be like, yo, I got another investigator. Oh, man. Well, who's this guy?
Who this guy now?
Listen, so yo, it was one investigator, right?
Right?
Because I had this guy named Michael Race at the 75th precinct, right? He was a corrupt cop, but he was a good investigator, and he knew how to get people out. He knew how to have witnesses that's lying tell the truth. So he started it off. Then he got blackballed. They wound up trying to lock him up. So all the evidence he used that he got from me was no good. Nobody wanted to work behind him.
They didn't want to use it.
Right.
Yeah. So the money we gave him,
It was just
man, it just really
then
shows
I
you.
called Ghost. I
And
said,
the
"They
ghost
call
like,
him."
man, another person?
Yeah. So he got on the phone with us. He said, "Oh, I'll get him out. I'll get him out. Just give me $7,500 right now. I get him out." I'm like, "Yo, all I need you to do is have the people just sign the affidavits over." "Well, I need all the money now." I told him I'm inside the joint. I'm looking at him on TV being arrested. So it was like all the work he
After you
did.
put all the money
Right.
up and all the work.
But I never gave up.
And it's like now we back at square one.
That's right.
Back at square one.
It's 2 down. Here
And,
goes another one.
and you
Yeah.
have a docuseries.
Oh yeah, so yes, I have a docuseries that I'm about to do. I have a few things I'm doing right now, and it's going to expose a lot of things that went down. I'm not going to speak too much on it right now. It's very interesting because I was employed to Wu-Tang Clan, so it plays a part in everything. Like my whole trial was dealing with that. So it's going to be interesting that I want everybody to check out.
All right. Well, no, we definitely will. But we'll make sure we keep everybody updated. When did you come home?
How many years ago was that? Starts like 4 almost.
Like 4.
So you came what 20? 2020?
Yeah, like
Congratulations though, man, because so many people don't get an opportunity to make it back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we talked about PB. I just went to see him last year. And, you know, he 33 years in, 33 summers, for something that he didn't do. So many homies don't get a chance to make it back. So congratulations, my boy.
All right. Well, we'll keep everybody updated on what's happening with that. We do have Yeetie when we come back, like we said earlier, but we just had to get this out there. We'll talk about Ray J and Club Shay Shay. He's got a lot to say. Ray J is a character. It's way up. But right now, let's hear some Kendrick Lamar. Love.
Yo, she about to blow the lid up off this pot. Let's get it. Oh yeah. Angela's spilling that Yee tea. Come and get the tea.
All right, it's way up. I'm Angela Yee. Mano is here. No, Mano.
Morning.
GhostFace is here. After this, we're going to let you go after this, Yeetie. You got to come back and do a real interview. But let's talk about Ray J. He did Club Shay Shay. Everybody's been doing Club Shay Shay and spilling their guts, okay? And one thing he talked about is the Kim Kardashian sex tape and how that kind of was a jump off to things like OnlyFans. Here's what he said.
I think more of the question is how different would we all be? How different would the industry be? Everything would be different. We would all be different. We would have on different clothes. Probably more people would be going to college. There might not be any OnlyFans and other things like that, or other opportunities like that. So, I mean, are we a part of the cure? Are we a part of the disease? I don't know. All I know is I'm just trying to make it right.
So he's saying because they dropped that sex tape, that was the precursor to OnlyFans.
Remember, Paris Hilton had a sex tape after that, too.
A lot of people had a sex tape.
Yeah, hers didn't go as, like, Kim's did, though, for some reason. All right, well, in addition to that, he talked about how it changed his career, but it is a little embarrassing.
Were you ever embarrassed when the tape came out?
Yeah. I have kids now, so everything that we did now when I have kids is just totally different.
How did you find out that the tape had gotten leaked?
So long ago, all I remember is how it smells. I'm just playing.
So crazy. Listen, do y'all remember watching that sex tape for the first time?
I remember.
I saw pieces of it. I never saw this.
Yeah.
I remember because at the time I think she was Paris Hilton's friend. I think that's where we knew her from. And
she was like her stylist or something.
Right, or something like that. But she was hanging out with her, but she was hot.
And you were like, who's that?
And everybody kind of wanted to see her in action.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, now let's talk about Martin Lawrence. He was on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. And in a True Confession segment, he talked about turning down a role that he definitely should have took. Here's what he said.
Jackie Chan asked me to star in Rush Hour with him, but I turned it down.
Yeah, you turned it down because you didn't like the script or you didn't want to do it?
Wasn't enough money.
I think it's true. All right, I'm going to go with Will. I'm going to say it's true.
It's true.
Yeah, I saw that.
All right, and lastly, and Ghost, I know Kanye's on your new album. Do you have Yeezys?
Nah.
You don't own any Yeezys? Well, they're now being sold for a discount at outlet stores. You know, they have all of these Yeezy brand shoes right now since the Adidas deal is over, so they kind of got to get rid of them.
What you mean? Like they just getting rid of them, just throwing them away?
I mean, they're at the outlets now, so you can get them. Just remember how much it used to cost and how hard it was to get those Yeezys for a second.
It was a real thing.
Yeah. So, but listen, I just want to say that was your Yeezy. I appreciate you for spontaneously joining us today.
Love is love. You know how we do. We go back.
Yeah, we go way back. Thank you, for sharing your story. We're going to be following for the docuseries. Okay. And, it's a blessing. And that I think it gives a lot of people hope. Just keep at it. The fact that you were able to overturn that wrongful conviction and get exonerated, I think is amazing. And that you have Ghost in your corner. That's the real story today. All of this. But the memoir is out. The album is out.
Set the Tone is out.
Check the Tone.
Rise of a Killah is out on a memoir.
Killah Coffee is available.
Killah Coffee, all that. We got a cream drink. That's hitting Walmart.
Okay.
Yep. Pre-orders. Yeah, all that. We got things going on.
I'm over here drinking the coffee now because I'm a coffee connoisseur. And Mano's going to try coffee for the first time.
Yes, I will.
Yes, right.
One of these days. All right, we got the Way Up Mix at the top of the hour. And Billy McFarland, who started the Fyre Festival, is going to be joining us. So get ready for that because that is a crazy interview, too. It's Way Up.
Man, she's spilling it all. This is Yee T. Way Up.
All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here and Mano is here.
What's the vibes?
Mano and I really be looking at a lot of stuff as we're doing prep for this show.
It's the behind the scenes.
We've seen all kinds
of
things.
The real show.
Like Delonte West got arrested again and his mugshot. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I know people have tried to help him, like Mark Cuban's tried to help him.
Man.
But they said he has bipolar disorder. He's struggling with addiction. He's got a lot going on. My heart goes out to him because that is not an easy thing. All right, now Little Dirk was talking about his rehab stint, which was, by the way, successful and the best path for him to move forward. And so things had been rocky for him for a period of time, but here is what he had to say about it.
I want to embrace it, you know what I'm saying, because it helped me a lot. It was tough at first, but it ain't that tough because I really knew what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? I knew what was holding me back. I wanted better. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be a better man, a better father, a better leader.
You feel like it helped?
It helped a lot, you know what I'm saying? Just thinking clearer. See, my main goal is peace.
I'm happy for Dirk.
Yeah,
I'm with that.
He was talking to a photographer in Malibu. He was just being honest and candid.
That's 100.
About those things. Yeah. And he said he does want to build a new treatment facility in Chicago as well. Here's what he had to say about going to rehab and beforehand.
Before rehab, what was your mental state like?
Moving fast, making excuses, letting the drugs take over me. Codeine and everything, just Xanax. But make me. I just see myself just stand on the right track and just trying to change a lot of lives.
All right. So, I love when people can be honest about the battles that they're facing because they can help the next person.
We all dealing with something, though. I'm happy for him, though.
All right. And Ryan Garcia, he's in LA and he was at a hotel and his family actually called the police to do a welfare check on him. They did respond to that call early in the evening. And it's unclear exactly what led to that call being made, but cops spoke to him at the hotel. They determined he was okay, that he was not a harm to himself or others. There was no crime. And then everybody went about their way. But they did say that hotel staff had to cut him off from drinks later that evening.
My boy spiraling.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him. They did say his mom had been diagnosed with cancer too, so I know that was tough for him as well. He just recently revealed that his mom had been battling cancer. So all of those things I'm sure were quite difficult for him to deal with. But it feels like he's going through some things. At first I was like, is this...
I thought it was just for the fight. Mm-hmm. But now it starts to feel like he actually going through something.
Yeah, because the fight is over and he's got a lot going on. All right, now Kanye West, he bought that $2 million ranch in Calabasas, California. It's a 300-acre property with a primary residence, 2 guest houses, all this natural land. Once it was his primary residence at a certain point for him and Kim. And then the property had been used to host Sunday service performances. Then it was the headquarters for Donda Academy. Well, now they said that property has been completely abandoned. So nothing is happening with that. They also haven't kept up maintenance on the land. And it's completely unkempt and overgrown. So there's photos available online so you can see what that is looking like. But yeah. It's a tough time, by the way, I just want to say, in California to sell property because they have that really huge mansion tax.
Right.
So anything above a certain amount of money, like that's why a lot of people that own mansions have had to figure out how can I not have to pay this huge tax bill in addition to high interest rates. So just a real estate thing. All right, well, that is your Yee Tea. When we come back, we have Ask Yee. 800-292-5150. Any question you have, me and the award-winning advice giver, Mano, are here to help you out.
Hey, everybody, whether it's relationship or career advice, Angela's dropping facts. So you should know. This is Ask Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here, and the award-winning advice giver, Mano. Mano! Don't forget it. And we have a person who wants to remain anonymous on the line for Ask Yee. What's up?
Hello.
Hey. How you doing?
Doing good, E.
What's your question for me and Mano?
So, I'm in a relationship, been engaged almost 4 years this September.
Okay.
And my ex I dated like 5-10 years ago is trying to come back into the picture, and I'm trying to do a three-way. And I keep telling her that I can't do that because I can't ruin what I have going on, because what I have going on right now is golden.
Okay, so your ex wants to come back, do a threesome with you, but you are in a relationship.
Right, but what makes it worse is the girl that's trying to push into the relationship to do a three-way, her mom and dad are also trying to get me to leave who I'm with now and be back with her.
So why are you still talking to her if you don't like her?
But the ex want to have a threesome with you and your new woman, right?
Right.
Oh, with the new woman.
With the new woman,
I thought
right.
it was a different random woman.
Nah. So he could get the best of both worlds. What's the problem then, bro? Like, what's the problem, man? I'm trying to understand.
I've been there and I've done that already, but I mean, my problem is I'm trying to stay faithful. I'm not trying to play the game like I used to play years ago when I was young and stupid.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay,
but
so he's changed. He changed.
Your new girlfriend
Right.
is down with this?
No, hell no.
He's a different man.
But what is the problem? Like, why are we even, if you know you don't want to do it?
Well, the thing is, I've been trying to let the girl, that wants to do it down easy, but I'm trying to do it without being hateful to her, and I feel bad because I don't want to get to that level where I have to be an asshole to her. Okay. But it's pushing me to that breaking point.
Just tell her I don't want your threesome, baby.
Yeah, just be like, look, I'm in a relationship, I'm happy,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to ruin that for anything.
Yeah.
I told her that several times, but apparently she ain't getting the picture.
She don't believe you.
Yeah, she's a threesome connoisseur.
She don't believe you because you're
She's
not
a
being
freak.
firm in your stance.
Right.
You don't have to worry about sparing somebody's feelings because you being kind of wishy-washy and not wanting to hurt her feelings is making her think it's possible. And so you don't want any question because, look, you don't want to ruin the relationship you have now. The last thing you want is for her to see any messages where it feels like you're not quite sure.
Oh, I don't have anything. I let her go through my phone.
Just be firm. There's nothing for you to feel sorry about or
That's what I've been trying to explain. It's like, ugh.
Like,
He ain't with the one-on-two. He with the one-on-one. I mean,
so continue being a good guy. And part of you being a good guy is being straight up, honest, and firm.
Right.
Well, thank you for
Good for you,
calling.
bro.
Focus on
Yes,
your
ma'am.
woman and stop. I think you should kind of limit your communication with your ex if you're not interested in her.
Well, I've already changed my number and everything, so.
All right, well, good to go. We're on the right path. Thank you for calling. All right, well, that was Ask Yee, 800-292-5150, in case you couldn't get through. Mano is disgusted. And when we come back, we have Billy McFarland joining us. He is the founder, creator of the Fyre Festival that went up in flames, as GhostFace said earlier today. And we're going to be talking to him about how he's trying to bring it back. All right, it's Way Up.
Look.
Yeah, what's happening? You want to know my name?
Way Up with Angela Yee.
Turn me on.
What's up, you guys? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Billy McFarland is here with us today. Now, if you don't know who Billy is, he is the founder of the Fyre Festival, which is coming back.
Yes.
And we've seen a couple of different documentaries about it. But, you've been through a lot. So let's break it down from the beginning, because when you guys first started, it was really an app. Right.
Yeah, we tried to build an app to allow anybody to book music artists for appearances. So kind of like picture like an Airbnb or an Uber for talent.
Which was, by the way, a great idea. And then the Fyre Festival idea came up. But things ended up going left. Now, as you guys were planning this festival, it felt like one things that I saw on the documentary was that it was happening too fast. Right? And you even were told, like, I think you should postpone this and do it at a later date. Why did you not say, maybe I should?
I think that was the worst honest mistake I made, was trying to build a city in 4 months on a remote island.
Mhm.
And I was 24 years old. I was like young and wanted it all like now. And if someone said it takes 2 weeks, it sounded like 10 years for me at that time.
Right.
I didn't know how to slow down. Ultimately, the crime was actually lying to investors. It wasn't the festival itself. So
Right.
even if the festival was awesome, which clearly it wasn't, I still would have gone to jail because I lied to investors.
So you
get
valued the
money.
company, I think, at $90 million or something.
Yeah, and it wasn't worth that.
And it wasn't worth that. Okay, and then you did end up getting sentenced to go to jail.
Yes.
And you served 4 years, is that correct?
Yep, served 4 years.
And I saw that you actually spent time in solitary confinement as well. So even in jail, you still were violating
Still getting in trouble.
the rules. So talk about solitary confinement and what that experience was like.
I did a podcast from the prison payphone.
Did you know you couldn't do that?
It wasn't really against the rules, which actually made it worse because they didn't know what to do. So, so I did the podcast. The trailer came out online, and an hour after the trailer came out, they came and grabbed me. Like, yeah, this is not happening.
Well, damn.
Yeah, so I did 7 months in solitary for the podcast.
7 months. Billy McFarland is here with us right now. He's the founder of the Fyre Festival. Now, I want to talk to you about your experience there. Your first day going in, when you had to turn yourself in, what was that like for you mentally, everything that was going on?
Really hard. And I think like my biggest shock of prison was how behind it is culturally. Hispanic people here, white people here, black people here, and you can't
Really?
violate that. And like that was like the biggest cultural shock for me. I felt like I was in a movie from 80 years ago.
And for you going on it, like when you knew that day, I'm going in,
Yeah.
what was going on in your head?
I didn't know how long it was going to be when I was arrested, so I think it was more of the fear of the unknown. So I couldn't fathom like what 1 year, 2 years would be, and then when I was ultimately sentenced to 6 years, I just couldn't picture like how long that really was.
Now, we all know, of course, Ja Rule was your partner. A lot of people in the hip-hop community had jokes about that with the Fyre Festival. And when is the last time you guys have even had a conversation?
Shortly after I was arrested, when I was on bail, and yeah, my lawyer's like, you have to stop talking to him.
Okay. Do you hold yourself accountable, or do you feel like, because you guys were partners,
Yeah.
do you feel like he is equally responsible, or do you feel like, well, the onus is kind of on you as the person who conceived this and then brought him on?
I think responsibility definitely on me.
Okay.
It wasn't like other people were like, hey, let's like make up numbers to raise money. Like that was all on me.
Right.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's been tough though. I did call him out to a charity boxing match to pay back people who are owed.
I saw
which
you
I
did
think
that
would be fun.
karate combat, right?
I had my first fight ever 5 days ago, last Thursday, so my head still hurts. So.
And you did win, by the way. So congrats.
Somehow.
You did get a win, so there's a win right there.
And Joe Rogan was front row in the audience. So
Please talk to me about that. So you did this karate combat. How much did you win from that?
It wasn't crazy.
It wasn't crazy?
Yeah,
Okay.
It wasn't crazy, but I'm giving a large portion of it back to people who are owed.
Mhm.
I knew I was going to jail, and I wanted to get ready for jail. So I was introduced through a friend to this incredible Muay Thai coach, which is basically a form of kickboxing. Here
So
in New
you're
York.
trying to get ready for jail.
I was trying to get ready for jail.
Just in case you had to do some
got
Muay Thai on somebody.
Yeah, this great coach took me in and taught me for like 6 months before jail. And then as soon as I get out, I call him up and he's like, if you're going to do this for a good cause, I'll help you.
All right, Billy McFarland is here. And you know, he did end up going to jail for 4 years for defrauding investors. And when we come back, we'll talk about how he was treated in jail. It's Way Up.
And I'm back. We about to do this. One of the most famous women in radio. We're talking about Angela Yee.
You're Way Up with Angela Yee.
Please believe that.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here, and Billy McFarland is joining us. You know him as the founder of the Fyre Festival. How did they treat you when you got to jail? Because clearly, like, your story was a very celebrity story. So when you got to jail, people knew who you were. So how was it as far as interacting with people and how
I think
they
it
treat you?
took me like 6 months to learn the rules. It's like, all right, you're supposed to sit here, you're supposed to walk there.
Mhm.
It took me a little bit to understand that, you know, when in Rome, right, I have to kind of abide by the cultures that are there. I think it was fine. I think I met a surprisingly number of really good people who I didn't expect to meet.
Mhm.
And I think overall, if you take away the people who I hurt, it was definitely the best experience of my life. But you
Okay.
can't you can't weigh that with the harm that was caused.
You know who I think people felt the worst for? The people on the island.
Yep.
Who lost money, you know, the caterer.
Mhm.
And I know they did a fundraiser and did manage to raise some money.
Which is
and,
awesome, yeah.
And they did give some of those funds back to some of the other people because there were definitely a lot of people who put their all into, and also people who thought they were going to make money. But one person also who I feel like, and I don't know if he still works with you to this day, Andy King.
Yeah, we're still in touch. I think Andy did a fundraiser for the Bahamas and raised a ton of money, which is awesome. But going back to your first point there, like that was my biggest learning is that fraud isn't, the victims aren't always clear, right? It's like you might have invested and you were hurt, but there were 10 people who were relying on you who were hurt because of that like I don't know. And initially it was like, oh, I never met that person, or I didn't know that person. How could they be mad at me? But like now that I've seen like not just the immediate victims, like the sphere of people who are hurt is much larger. I think that's what makes the crime so bad.
Billy McFarland is here with us right now. He's the founder of the Fyre Festival. But let's go back to Andy for a second.
Yep.
When you saw his interview that he did on I think it was it the Netflix documentary?
Yeah.
Is that a true story? You asked him to...
So I learned about this story in jail. Prison guard comes up to me. He goes, "Hey, Billy, did you pay a guy to suck some official for water?" And I look at him like he had 10 heads. Like, so he's like, "You can tell me, it's okay." So I'm looking at this guy. I'm all nervous. I'm like, "What's going on?" And so I think it was more of a game of telephone that got taken a little out of context.
So you think somebody said, I don't know, but that's a crazy story. For people who didn't see it, Andy King was like, we had to get this Avion water through. It was going to cost $175,000. And Billy was like, hey, I need you to go down there and suck some to get this water through. And he said he went and got some mouthwash.
Crazy.
And was ready to do it.
Gladly did not happen.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Listen, but the one thing I will say, you need that man to work for you no matter what. Because he is definitely a person that is...
If there were 10 Andy Kings, Fyre never would have failed. So
whatever we have to do to
we'll
make
it
happen.
work. Yeah.
So Fyre Festival Part 2. You've already sold tickets?
Yes, we did a pre-sale for Fyre
Okay.
Festival 2. It's going to be in the Caribbean next year. We're announcing the date and location this summer.
Okay.
The biggest difference this time is that I'm not in charge, which kind of sucks.
So
right?
you're not having your hands on the money. It's not going through you.
Can't touch the money. I can't touch the logistics.
Is that regulation, or is that you deciding, let me remove myself from...
Probably, I think it was our concept, but we had to get it approved. There is like a third-party festival company who all they do is festivals, who's actually in charge. They basically, have 51%. We have 49%, and they call the shots, but I still get to do like the marketing and hopefully some like the wild adventures on site.
How hard was it for you to find a team to work with you on the new festival?
Hard. It took a year and a half to get there. I think we had a lot of people interested, and they were interested for one reason, not because of me, because of the brand name of Fyre. And since 2016, it's been the most talked about music festival in the world. Obviously, mostly negative, but I think people realized if you could write that, it's really hard to recreate all of that brand awareness. So it took some time. I think people wanted to see me not behave like an ass when I got out of jail. And it just took, building that trust for a year and a half to get there.
Normally we would have last word when we come back, but we do have some more with Billy McFarland talking about Fyre Festival coming back and other ventures that he has going on. It's Way Up.
Yeah. Let's go.
Turn me up. Here we go again.
This is Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and the founder of the Fyre Festival that spawned 2 documentaries is here with us right now, Billy McFarland. Now, as far as your personal financial situation, what is that like for you now?
Yeah, it's definitely tough. So every month I have to pay back to restitution, which are the investors who are lost. And then there are probably 20 people who aren't counted in that restitution too that I make payments to every month. So it's like there's a lot of people out there. I do half my time as marketing work, so I help like brands, some young artists with their marketing, and the other half the time is all working on the Fyre projects.
Speaking of which, let's talk about this. Sleepy Hollow and Chef G.
Yeah.
You are the one that brought them out for this Trump rally in the Bronx. Is that true?
Yeah, I think I just love bringing different people together. There were probably 35 artists who asked me to come to that rally. And
like who else wanted to show their support?
I'm not going to drop
You don't
people's
wanna
names,
drop
but
people's
I
names
think like every single drill artist in New York wanted to be there.
Oh, wow. That is very interesting to me. Billy McFarland is here with us right now. He's the founder of the Fyre Festival. So you still live in New York now?
I still live in New York, yes.
So what are the restrictions and the rules for you when it comes to traveling, when it comes to what you can and can't do?
So
you still have probation officer?
I still have probation. I can't leave New York without permission. So, like, for example, the fight last week was in Austin, so I had to get permission to go and fight.
Okay.
And then I think another year or so left of probation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to fight again?
I'm definitely going to fight again. I'd love to fight Ja Rule. Like, that fight would pay so many people back. You have no idea the kind of money that would raise for the Bahamas or restitution. I would give every penny of it back.
Did you ask him?
Have
you tried to reach out?
I called him out on Academics' podcast like a year ago, and he didn't respond.
I saw you saying that you would love for 50 Cent to perform.
Oh,
at
50
the
Cent
festival.
has to perform at Fyre for sure.
Now, you don't think that's something that's going to make Ja Rule be like, because that's obviously poking the bear.
I think it's just so
how
much
much they don't like each other.
Yeah.
That leads me to believe that you don't like Ja Rule.
I'm not going to say that, but I think 50 Cent, you have an open invitation to come and perform at Fyre too.
Oh my gosh, would you fight 50 Cent?
No, I would never fight 50 Cent.
so you think you can beat Ja Rule?
I think 50 Cent should train me for the Ja Rule fight.
Oh my gosh. Well, listen, what else do you have going on? Because I saw you also post something, marketing deal that you closed that was something big. So.
Yeah, just doing a lot of marketing work to pay the bills. Fyre Festival is more like the long-term game.
So you have a Broadway musical coming. Does it have a title yet?
I don't think so. At least they didn't tell me, so I don't know.
Okay. Fyre Festival, the musical. I guess it makes sense.
The documentary is called After the Fire.
Okay. So, After the Fire is the documentary. How far along is that?
We're wrapping it up now.
It's going to be interesting to see the whole bounce back. Thank you so much for joining us. This was an interesting conversation for me, just because it does feel like you do have remorse for the people who did suffer a lot.
The Bahamians who are owed and worked, like, that is my priority. I probably spend most of my week discussing and dealing with that.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Angela.
I'm going to be paying attention to everything that you're doing. All right. Don't let us down, Billy. All right. Well, you can watch that full interview on my YouTube channel, Way Up with Yee. And of course, Mano, you got things happening tonight?
Yeah, man. You know, I'm moving around, but I got to get ready for this part that I'm doing in this TV show.
Whoop, whoop. Yeah. All right. Stun on us. Yeah. I love to see it. I know you're going to tell us about it tomorrow, but you guys have a great rest of your day. And thank you to everybody who joined us today. GhostFace Killah. Thank you to Thank you to Billy McFarland. And thank you to you.
It's showtime.
Yeah. I'm about to tear it up. You tapped in and Way Up with Angela Yee.
I want it now.